Minecrafters. My name is Professor Minecraft, and this is Funredstone episode 65 of the Funredstone series. Today, I'm gonna show to all of you this new and improved tunnelball machine for Minecraft progression. This is B.E.D 2.0, the newest, most advanced tunnelball in Minecraft progression. This machine is the closest equivalent to Minecraft Java tunnelballs. It has a ton of features similar to the original B.E.D, but improved by a lot. The machine is also significantly better than the original design and all of the tunnelballs mining machines on the internet. So in today's episode, I'm gonna explain to all of you how the machine works, because the concept of it is completely different from any of the tunnelballs that I have seen before, and also very different compared to the original B.E.D. But before that, I want to say a big thank you to Winter Skye. She is an amazing person, and she also the one who made the intro for me. If you want to check her contents out, I will gonna link her channel down in the description. And also, if you want to like follow her and yeah, just want to have updates from her, then I will also gonna leave her Twitter down in the description, so you can go to her Twitter and follow her there. Alright, without further ado, let's jump right into the Redstone explanation part of today's episode. Alright, it is the Redstone explanation time. I'm gonna go in depth into how the machine works and how this new version is significantly better than the previous design. Alright, so first let's see how the machine actually moves forward. So yeah, as you can see, it's a bit laggy because there are a lot of piston movements in that short period of time. But if you pay attention, you can see that the TNT explodes from this side, and we're gonna change and go from there to the end of the machine. But as you can see, even though these two TNTs right here, for example, are really close together, and this TNT was dispensed by this dispenser way later than this TNT right here. That means this TNT can push this TNT off the platform, and that is the effect that I call the Tnt Nudging Effect. I have already went in depth into how what is that effect in the last B.E.D episode, so you can check it out in the description. However, the way that this machine deals with that Tnt Nudging Effect is completely different from the original design. So in the older design, what I did was like I basically wait for this TNT on this platform to explode, and then I dispense the new TNT. So that is how I can I can prevent the machine from having the pushing effect that. And as you can see, it is very okay, let me replace that. It is very slow, because we need to wait for this TNT to explode, then we can dispense new TNTs. To improve on the speed of the previous design, I use instead of just pushing one module at the time I push 2 modules at the same time, so the speed of the machine will double, but unfortunately it's still way too slow. And if you were to expand that design like thousands of blocks, or even hundreds of blocks, the machine would struggle a lot, and the machine will gonna be so slow that is very time consuming and not efficient at all. And this machine right here, this new design, use a different approach in order to prevent the Tnt nudging effect, while also make the machine much faster and the redstone much simpler. As you can see, the wiring is significantly simpler than the older design, but that also means that this design is a bit like bigger, but I think that is a small price to pay. Anyways, so how does this new approach? Was actually very simple. First, we, like the previous design, we dispense the first TNT here. Then after a short amount of time, we dispense a new TNT. So that is the big difference between the old design. For the old design, we need to wait for this TNT to explode, then we can dispense new TNTs. But with this new design, we can dispense the new TNT in a fairly short amount of time. But that means this TNT can push this TNT out of the platform. So to prevent that, as you can see here, we have a sticky piston and we have an anvil on top. And what this anvil does is, this anvil will going to prevent the TNTs like land here from being pushed away by the explosion from this TNT on this platform. So basically, when this TNT explodes, at the same moment, this sticky piston will gonna push up the anvil, and the anvil will gonna prevent the TNT from being pushed to the left in this case, or if you see in this perspective, to the right, so to this side. And after that, the sticky piston will gonna retract the anvil, and as soon as the sticky piston retracts the anvil, the TNT here we're gonna explode, and we need to retract it because we need to use a sticky piston instead of a piston, because anvils in entity form can be destroyed by TNT explosion. So we need to use a sticky piston to prevent the anvil from turning into an entity. So when the anvil falls down there, not fall but like retract, the TNT will explode, and because this anvil is now here, the explosion will not get blocked by that anvil, and this process repeats on all modules. But if you have noticed, as you can see here, we dispense 2 TNTs instead of 1. Okay, sorry for that loud noise, but yeah, I actually like didn't like just use one push 1 modules at a time, because one, it is slower than pushing 2 modules at once. But the second reason, and that this is something that is also very awesome in my opinion, I guess, is that this also make this TNT here from getting pushed by this TNT. So if we do the just one module per time, then this module we're gonna be pushed like slower, like a slower than this module. So this module we're going to be pushed later. That means this TNT here, when explodes, the explosion can affect this TNT right here. That means this TNT we're going to be like nudge a little bit to the side like that, and now that TNT is like up on top of this anvil, and that means when this sticky piston push up, it will also gonna push up the TNT, and that we're gonna mess up a lot of things, because when this TNT is up here, this TNT explodes, and that explosion nudged the TNT here over here, and yeah, basically everything just breaks. So if we like move two modules at the same time, that means we need to activate the sticky piston both at the same time, and that means this TNT cannot affect these two TNTs. So the double pushing modules here serve two purposes. First, it prevents this TNT from affecting the module, this module, and that applies to all of the modules. And the second reason is that the second benefit of moving two modules at once is the speed of the machine is now double. So that is a really interesting thing that I discovered while like retry this concept, because I actually try to make this concept work in the previous bet, but I failed because this TNT got is pushing this TNT, but I didn't know that back then. And yeah, when I made the original bet, I gained a lot of knowledge about fly machine and also how TNT works, and that is how, like, that is the reason why I came back to this concept, because this concept is significantly better than the waiting TNT concept that I implemented in the last bet. So it is significantly better, and because the machine is also faster, the distribution system also much faster than the original version, and the distribution system also has some minor modification. So here is also, yeah, basically the same thing, just a hopper lines uh, above all of the dispensers to fill the TNTs. And one thing that I changed in this design is, instead of activating this hopper pushing system down here, when this when the all of the modules have moved forward by one block, I instead move move the hoppers right here, so it begins to move all of the hoppers right at the start. So when the machine, like all of the modules have moved forward by one, the hoppers line down here also have finished pushing all of the hoppers up here. So that is much more time efficient, because you don't have to wait for the for this pushing hopper pushing system to go all the way back to here, and that is very good for larger machines like this. This is just a small scale one. You can of course expand it, and yeah, that's basically all of the improvements over the previous bet. How to use it is basically the same. So if you don't remember, or if you do is fill in all of the slot, the dispenser slot with TNTs, and also up here with TNTs. So the TNTs that you put into the distribution system can be distributed into all of the dispensers. And the way that you activate the machine is also fairly simple. Just activate the trapdoor, like open and close it, and you also need to wait for all of the TNTs to explode, because if you like rapidly activate this activation system, then the machine will gonna break. So yeah, just activate it once, wait for all of the TNTs to explode, then you can activate it again. So yeah, overall is a very nice and a much more useful and more survival practical machines for Minecraft production, and it's also not too bad to build. As you can see, it's very simple and significantly easier to replicate than the previous design. As you can see, I try to design the pattern as easy to repeat as possible, and as you can see, is very easy to replicate. Another thing that I try to do with this new design that you might notice is all of the observers, like most of the observers are like hidden. So the face of the observer is not exposed to anything. This is to prevent stuff like gravels, like falling gravel fall into, for example, here, and then you have an observer with the face facing this way. That we're gonna mess up some updates, and that we're gonna break the machine. Or like, for example, liquid like water and lava. So it's a very good way to basically prevent that. So yeah, just try to I try to make sure that all of the observers aren't being exposed, most of them. For example, these observers yeah, can be updated because the floor is right here. But that is if you were in the end. So if you are in the end, then the floor will be right here. But if you are in the overworld, then the floor will be here. So water will not gonna touch, water and lava will not gonna touch these observers as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Overall is a very nice machine. Alright, so now we are done with that. Let's go to the tutorial so you can understand how to build this machine by yourself. The tutorial will gonna be fairly easy to understand. I hope that. So yeah, let's go to the tutorial so you can build this machine by yourself. Alright, it's time for the tutorial. In this tutorial, you need to prepare a 35 blocks long, however wide you want, and 5 blocks high area. So in this example, I will only gonna build 5 modules. So 5 modules like that. So of course, if you want to build longer, you just need to replicate what what the pattern of the machine is. So yeah, let's get started. First, we're gonna place our engine like there. So this we're gonna be our engine modules. From there, you go out 3 blocks, place it like that. 3 blocks, place another lantern blocks right there, or any blocks that you want. Then like that. So here are the 5 modules that I will gonna build. Alright, from there you go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you place your slime block there, or honey blocks if you want. place 3 endstone like that, then 2 anvils like that. Now you just need to replicate that on all of the modules. Now that you are done with that, let's continue. So what we need to do here is we need to place a sticky piston like that, then anvils on top in this orientation. Okay, so you can't place it like this, you need to place it like this. So yeah, like that. Then get your observer, place observer here, then blocks here, like that. Then you need to place another anvils like this, like place anvils in this orientation, then 3 endstone blocks like that on all of the modules. Alright, let's build the engine module. You will need a piston here, so you can push the segment up here, then place an observer here, block here, then slam block there, and a lantern there with a glazed terracotta over there. You will need a fence gate here, an observer with a block that it needs to be a solid block, then a piston there, a sticky piston, a slam block here. We do that, and we need to place an observer right here. Alright, next you need to place a redstone block there with an observer there and a dispenser facing into this lantern block. Then you need to place a slam block there, and you need to get your hoppers and place a hopper like that. From here you need to place a solid block there, glazed terracotta here, another solid block here, glazed terracotta there with another solid block there, and finally the glazed terracotta here. Then go down here and place a slam block right there. Alright, so now in order to push this upper part right here, we need to place a sticky piston here. Then we need to put 2 slam blocks like that. We're gonna need a piston here. Oh, not a piston there, but here. And then we just need to put an observer here for the next sticky piston over here, and we were also gonna need an observer. Right, now we need to replicate the front part of this on all of the modules. So yeah, let's do that. We will need a piston here, a solid block here, observer, a slam block there, block and solid block and glazed terracotta there with a redstone block, and observer and dispenser facing into that block. Then we need a slam block up here, then blocks like that. We are gonna leave it like that for now, and we are also gonna place hoppers like this, and we also need to be able to align the TNT correctly. So what you need to do is place smooth stone blocks like that, repeat it in how many times that you want, and you should have something like this. And one keynote that you need to pay attention is at the end of the machine, instead of placing a redstone block, you need to place a slam block there or a honey block there if this block right here is either slam block or honey block. Then you need to place the correct blocks that can stick to it. Alright, so yeah, that is all of the front section mostly complete. Now, it is always a good idea to test out the machine after you have finished building it. So if you are in a single player's world, then I suggest you test the machine by making a backup of that world, then test the machine to see if the machine moves forward correctly, if all of the redstone parts behind here moves forward like that. If you are playing on a server, then I think I have to wish you good luck then, because yeah, it's really hard to test if the machine actually, like, if you build the machine correctly. So for example, here's one of my mistake. We need to remove these blocks at the beginning of the machine, so let's remove that. The last one flaws. I want to check for more. So far I don't see any flaws, so yeah, let's just activate the machine and see if everything moves forward correctly. Okay, it seems to move. All of the module seems to move forward correctly. So now we're gonna do the nerve-wracking part by filling it with TNTs. So one TNT is here, one TNT is here, and here too, over here as well, and the last one right here. Now let's see if all the TNTs land on the correct place and also not got nudged by the previous TNT. Okay, let's activate it again and see the machine. Let's see. Okay, nice. And you should also like test it multiple times, so activate it multiple times to make sure that everything moves forward correctly. And as you can see in this example, everything moves correctly. Alright, so hope everyone enjoys today's episode. I have a lot of fun designing this machine, and I also hope that you guys like the machine as well. I put a lot of time and effort into making the machine as perfect as possible, so it will gonna be really appreciate if you can give this episode a like, so I know that you like the machine and also enjoy today's episode. And also, if you want to see more of these sort of crazy machines like this, then subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future episodes. That is for today's everyone. Thank you very much for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Funredstone, where I'm gonna show to all of you a machine called Robot. Oh, I'm gonna hint that so you guys get excited. Anyways, catch you guys later. Goodbye.